Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Mind-Based Podcast, where we talk about mental health. Today, I'm accompanied by a special guest. What's your name?
Ahan.
What grade are you in?
5th.
Okay, and what is your age?
11.
Okay, so we are interviewing today a Gen Alpha student to better understand and grasp how Gen Alpha has an outlook on mental health and how you can better improve their understanding of mental health. With this information, what we will do is expand our campaign so that it is more centered towards not only teenagers or young adults, but also the adolescents and the younger, so that they can also get a good grasp of what mental health may be, since they have more access to social media these days. Okay, so starting off with the first question, what do you think mental health means as a definition, and how would you like in your most not complex, but in your most straightforward definition-based sentence, how would you explain mental health?
All of your emotions gathered is your mental health. So whether you're depressed, whether you're sad, whether you're angry or you're happy, that's all of your mental health.
Okay, so second question, how do you know when you're feeling certain emotions, when you're happy, sad, frustrated, and how do you process those emotions?
If I'm angry, it's usually when something bad happens. If I get mad at my dad or mad at my mom or just for something in general. If I hit the crossbar at soccer, or something like that, I'll get mad. And usually in soccer, I'll just rub my hands across my hair, and then that's it.
What about at home? When it's something more personal, how do you deal with your emotions then?
I'll usually play some video games because those make me feel better.
Make you feel better? Okay. So, what are some things that, I know you kind of just mentioned it, you kind of answered the question, but what are some things that help you feel better when you're upset or stressed? Maybe other than video games, what's something else that potentially makes you feel happier?
Watching YouTube.
Watching YouTube? What about other things? Is any type of, physical activity that makes you feel happier?
Physical activity, maybe, playing soccer. And having a break, and, if we're outside, I might just play soccer.
Okay, so why do you think it's important to talk about what you're feeling on a day-to-day basis?
If you bottle it all up, it'll usually come out where you don't want it to. In school, if you're angry for a lot of the time at home and you don't talk about it with your teacher, it'll usually come out and then you might get a detention.
Yeah, that's true. So how would you help a friend who's feeling sad or worried? If they're feeling the type of stress or sadness that you usually feel, how would you be able to connect with them and empathize with them?
So what I would do is I would just talk with them, ask them what's wrong, and then if they tell me to give them space, I would do that.
Okay, so kind of just listening to whatever the person needs, right? Because different people need different types of comfort when they're feeling certain emotions. Okay, exactly. So what do you do to make your, what are some activities that you do to make your brain feel strong and healthy, that keep your brain going on a day-to-day basis, help your brain elasticity, stuff like that?
Chess and sleeping.
Okay, so what do those two activities do for you? What does chess do for you?
Chess makes your brain stronger because it's kind of represents real life. Because whatever you do in that move, it's not just for that move, it's about the future.
Yeah.
It sets up your game plan.
Yeah.
And that game plan is kind of your game plan for college or your life ahead.
So it represents
your future.
Yeah. Okay, definitely. That's a great answer. And what does sleep do for you per se?
Sleep is when you rest. And I learned that your brain works the most in your sleep from a YouTube video.
That's good.
And it works the most because it refreshes your memory. It gets you started for the day.
Yeah.
And it's refreshing when you wake up.
Yeah, it is. Okay. So, have you had a day where your thoughts are feeling too big or too overwhelming? When you're feeling really sad or really stressed or whatever like that? What do you do to deal with such overwhelming emotions?
Overwhelming? I might just not talk to anyone. Maybe just sit in my room, play some video games. Because I like video games.
But do you ever end up bringing it up later? Because as you mentioned earlier, it is important to not bottle up your emotions.
Yeah. Maybe after a week or a couple of days, I'll take it out depending on how big or small it is.
Okay. And Okay, never mind. That's, I'm pretty sure, the next question. Who are the people that you trust to? Like when you're trust to talk to when you're feeling down, or like when you get like those emotional outbursts, like when you do calm down, who do you talk to?
You,
Yeah.
mom, dad, or if I'm not at home, like my friends,
Your friends
or the teacher.
or the teacher. So just like trusted adults or your close friends. And how do those people help you guide your emotions? Like how, like, do you feel more calm after talking to them? Is it more over like their comfort for you, or is it just you letting out your emotions? How does that help you?
Well, it's kind of like both.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I have someone to talk to, it kind of feels good to let it all out,
Mm-hmm.
and then they can comfort me when I say that.
Yeah, for sure. So what are some ways that you could be kind to yourself when you're having like a hard time, whether that be like a hard time performing like academically, in a sport, or just like with yourself, or in like your home or school situation? When you're having a hard time, like how do you deal with that?
Like some self-esteem, or just take a break. Like just take a break from whatever you're doing. Like
Yeah.
take a breath and get back at it. It'll usually make you feel better.
Yeah, so like when it does come to self-esteem though, like is there anything that you do or you say to yourself to like
you
encourage yourself?
got this. Keep going.
Mm-hmm. And if someone else is struggling with their self-esteem, is there anything that you do for them? Like, have you ever encountered that situation?
Yeah, like there's so many things that I'm like, no, you got this. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. So, last question. If you could teach other kids about mental health, what would it be? Like, what would you say?
Don't bottle all your feelings up. It's gonna come out in the wrong place.
Yeah, so we already mentioned that earlier. Is there any other advice besides bottling up that you would mention? And, like, why?
Just like give yourself self-esteem. Like kind of like the thing I said earlier.
Yeah, so kind of like what we encompassed within this podcast episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much for your time, and for people like listening. I hope this was able like to give you a good perspective on what the younger generation does think. They are a lot more educated than some people may seem, and I know a lot of younger people have a hard time expressing what they may like, what their knowledge encompasses into proper words, but they do actually know what is going on. So don't underestimate the power of knowledge within the younger generation. But regardless, we will still continue to keep on posting for the betterment of like people understanding what mental health is and how that may influence their daily life. Okay, guys, we hope you enjoyed this episode. Bye, guys.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Bye.